Hi guys. Ah, what a day. What a beautiful, beautiful day. I went into Brighton today and it was absolutely gorgeous. I took a cheeky lunch. I don't normally do that, but it was rather lovely. If you're on the call, give me a wave in the chat. Let me know you're here. And or I'll just crack straight on with some. I've got some questions here, which is always good. So I can always make a start with those. Here we go. It's been quite busy. It's quite busy yesterday, reading wise. It's really good. Okay, hello, Karen A. Oh, I'm so happy to see you. Well, not see you. I can't see you. But Karen A's here, so all is well. All right. How have you been going, Karen A? You've been doing the court card course, haven't you? You've been doing knights and queens. Your PJs. Karen A's in her PJs, everybody. So I am quite jealous. I think being in your PJs is actually rather lovely. No reason why we wouldn't see you. I'm sure you look absolutely delightful in your PJs. How have you been getting on with the knights and the queens? How's it been going? Karen A will answer in a second. I've been doing. I have a membership, and we've been doing 4 months of court cards. You just finished the knights. I found it really interesting actually doing the courses, because on these in the membership we do a bit of content every month, and so I've done we wanted to do an overview, so we've done pages, knights, queens, and it'll be kings in June. And I have to say, I have found it really interesting, and I really enjoyed doing the queens. I have to say it was really cool, and it's quite interesting how the power thing in the whole court card thing in tarot actually really echoes the it really echoes the power balance in an actual court, with the pages who want to be knights, so they're training to be knights, so they're very curious, and they're learning, and they're carrying messages, and they're very much students. They're student knights, and then they learn about what they've got to do, and then when they're knights, they take action on what they've learned as a page. So that's really cool. So the knights are on a mission to do something, and the knights are serving the queen. So the knight served the queen, and the way the knight serves the queen, what the knight brings the queen assimilates into herself. And that changes the queen, either builds her power or builds her knowledge, or it builds something, it changes the queen, gives her power. And then the queen is the supporting energy to the king. So whatever the queen is, so the king will be. So the king takes action in the world, but he can only take action with what the queen is, because the queen is the power behind the throne. That's very cool. I like it a lot. I got quite enthused. Yes, I know the this is Karen A talking about the knights. I mean, they do really sort of become quite real to you in this, don't they? I've really enjoyed doing it. It really reconnected me with them, especially with especially the queens. Actually, you haven't done the queens yet, but especially the queens, I really did reconnect with them in a really cool way. I enjoyed it. It's always good. You always learn. Whenever you're teaching something, you always learn something new when you're teaching it, or you reconnect with something, and it just always adds something when you do a course or you teach. You always become a student as well. It's been really good. All right, I've got quite a lot of questions here, so I'm just going to nip in and do a couple. My first one is from Chandra, and Chandra, who I think is a guy, in fact I know Chandra is a guy, wants to know, should he contact Tara? So let's get in. Let's do it. Should Chandra? So again, we've got yes, no, haven't we? So let's just say we're going to take guidance for Chandra. Going to take guidance for Chandra about what would be the result for Chandra of contacting Tara. That works, isn't it? What will be the result for Chandra of contacting Tara? Let's see. Oh, Queen of Wands. Well, that's quite good. I mean, I think as that is a queen, I think we need to look at that as probably as Tara. And Tara is obviously really confident, and so I think Chandra, she's going to want you to do the chasing. I think she's going to want you to to do the thing. I don't see anything negative in that at all. I think you're going to, this is only the first stage. So contacting Tara is not going to be the thing that does it, right? It's just not. So what she's going to do is she's going to present herself in authentic and confident terms. And then it's going to be down to you to decide whether or not you're going to go forward to the next stage. But I do think you'll get a response. I do think you'll get a response. And I think that response will be useful to you because it will give you more information about her. Because when we get a queen like this, the Queen of Wands, this is Wands energy. So it's really confident. And what she's going to do is she's going to show you what she wants by being who she is. Right? I think that's what that's about. She's going to show you what she wants by being who she is, and you've got to decide if you're going to move forward with that. I like that. That was kind of cool. And a queen. We've just been talking about the queens, haven't we? Queen of Wands is the authentic queen. She's great. She's not afraid to be visible. She's my favorite queen. If I had a favorite queen, of course, I love them all equally. Of course I do. Okay, so we have Rosa V. I was going to put these up on the screen, wasn't I? Let me put this up on the screen. Rosa V. And will I ever see? Okay. There we go. So Rosa V wants to know, will I ever see Anton again? Okay. So if there's anybody else on the call other than me and Karen A just holding the fort here, do drop a comment in the chat. I know it's early. Okay. Rosa V. All right, Rosa, let's have a look. So, I mean, obviously we've got the classic yes, no question again, and we try and avoid them if we can. So what do we need to know? Okay, so So what is the best you can expect regarding, hello Mandy, lovely to see you. If you have a question, do put it in the chat. What is the best Rosa V can expect regarding seeing Anton again? Okay, so what can she expect regarding seeing Anton again? Well, we've got the 6 of swords, and I'm going to say that probably the answer is no in any meaningful time frame. So this is a very slow card, Rosa, and it is a card of transition. So I think if this is just will you come into each other's orbits again, this would probably say, if ever, which it's not saying a definite yes, but if ever, it was going to be in too long a time to make it worthwhile, because you know we've just got this. I think you will have moved on, in other words, right? Because we've got this big emotional landscape here. Now we know on a tarot card water always represents emotion. Okay, so you're going to cross this emotional landscape. You're where you don't want to be right now. You want to see Anton again. That's the transition that you want to make. Okay, but what it's telling you is that that's not really a destination which is very clear right now. And anyway, you're going to be moving on emotionally to a different place. So I would say work on a no. Work on a no, because there isn't another answer there that will work for you. You're better off assuming no. If you did see him again, it'll be so long. It isn't going to be worthwhile or meaningful. All right, sweetie. So that would be my take on that, I'm afraid. Let me see. We've got Mandy. We've got Mandy Gregory. I like Gary, who's a customer and a co-worker. Martin, will I be with one of them? Oh, it's always good to have a choice, Mandy. That's what I always say. Always good to have a choice. All right. Well, it's a hard one to answer with one card, isn't it? But we can just go, you know, is there a romantic, or what do you need to know about about a definite romantic future with one of the guys, with Gary or Martin? Okay. What can you expect? I want to ask the question so we get a clear question for you with one card without being a yes or no. What can you expect regarding a romantic future with one of these guys? Let's ask that. The High Priestess. I would say, well, God, this could go both ways. I'm going to go by the book here and say probably not. And the reason I'm going to go probably not is because this is all about just kind of what's inside you. This is a non-physical card. So the High Priestess is a non-physical, non-sexual card. Okay. And now it could say, follow your intuition. Could say that. It could. But I'm not going to go down that road, because I think it's telling you that this is not physical. I think it's energetic. I think it's something that you're feeling within you, but I don't think this is going to turn into a romantic future. Now you can work on both of those, Mandy. You can go, well, you know what, my intuition tells me I'm gonna have a serious thing with Gary, and you can walk towards that and see what happens. If your intuition is, you can go down that road. I'm gonna probably hang my hat on the probably not, just because of that card being yeah, because of the non-physical aspect. I feel that it's just too floaty, and it's not enough, right? Yes, there we go. Hope that's okay. Good. That's great. All right. What else have we got? What about you, Karen? Do you have a question of any sort? What else have we got? I've got one from Ella in the meantime. How does Ali feel about me? Let's put Ella in the chat. Okay. Does Ali? Whoops. There we are. This is for Ella. And she wants to know how, oh, that's fell about me. I'm sorry. My typing is awful. Feel. I should say feel. I can't get the staff, can I? Okay. Ella. All right. All right. Oh, we can ask that as a direct question, can't we? How does Ali feel romantically, shall we ask? Romantically about Ella. We're going to assume it's romantically. How does Ella feel romantically about Ali? Okay. Oh, okay. Well, I don't think he's in the right place, Ali. Either he's just very stressed about this, or he thinks that relationships are very stressful. So this is telling you that he's a bit overloaded at the moment, and he feels that a relationship with you, probably, or anyone else, would kind of tip the balance. So it's a bit blunt, isn't it? But basically, I don't think he's in the place for a romantic relationship right now. Yeah. To me, this is he's just not focused on it, is he? His attention is doing whatever he's doing. Yeah, I think Ellie, you might have to park Ali, I'm afraid, and look elsewhere. That would be my advice. Okay, all right, love. I will look at that. Let's have a look. Okay. Need a hip replacement soon. I thought I would. How long would I have to wait in the NHS? Should I just consider going private? Okay. All right. So I can't answer how long would you have to wait on the NHS. Oh, sorry, I've got something in my eye. Just with one card. But hello, Claire. Lovely to see you. But I can certainly take guidance on going private, right? I'm going to take guidance on going private, and let's see if that is going to be your best option. So regarding going private, what should you do? Let's see. Regarding going private, what should Karen A do? Ten of Swords. Well, I mean, that's, to be honest with you, it's kind of overkill, isn't it? And I wonder if, I mean, again, with all tarot cards, we can look at it both ways. It might be saying that it's, you know, that it's overkill. However, it's saying you should do the Ten of Swords. And doing the Ten of Swords is basically going to the 10, isn't it? It's kind of going to the max. It's doing the big deal. So when we say, what should you do about going private, and we get the Ten of Swords, it's just I kind of think that says do it, honestly. That's that, because it's almost like it's if it's saying do the Ten of Swords, it's like go into the worst case scenario, deal with that, because the one after the 10 is the ace, isn't it? So that's saying that's cutting through the noise. So the 10, maybe the 10 is saying, well, you know what, if it's bad, if it's that bad, just go there, get it done. That sort of does it for me. I tell you what, I'll take another one, Karen, only because you've been so lovely, and you've been here every week, and you're always first. So, and I love you dearly. So I'm going to take another card about what would be the result for you of waiting on the NHS. Let's ask that. What would be the result for you of waiting on the NHS? Hello, Gabby. Lovely to see you. I'll certainly do that. Let's see. What would be the result for Karen A if she waits for the NHS? Well, it's just a Two of Wands, isn't it? So it's just waiting. It's just waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting. I mean, it's not like a delay. It's just what happens is you constantly stand at the crossroads, I think. See, I think that's what's happening here. I think it's just you're just constantly in a place of going, well, shall I, shan't I? It's just a crossroads all the time, and that it's just you have to make a decision. If you wait for the NHS, you'll still have to make a decision. It's not, you know, it's not. I don't think that's a solution. You see, I don't think that's a solution. I think that's telling you, assume the worst. Assume the worst. Do the Ten of Swords. Assume the worst. That's what I think it's telling you to do. So, yeah, that would be my advice. Interesting. Okay. Good. All right. What else do we have? We have love now. Let me see. Love. General guidance. Yes, of course. General guidance. All right. You certainly can. Okay. Well, you've got the Four of Cups, love. And the Four of Cups is saying there is a distinct possibility that you may be a bit oblivious to the possibilities that surround you right now. Now, I'm going to presume that what this is describing is you feeling a little bit uninspired or unimpressed or emotionally flat or basically just a bit there. It's not depressed. It's just, yeah, unimpressed, just unmotivated. There's no energy here. There's no fuel here, is there? There's no passion here. And so what this is saying is you need to look out. You need to look out from yourself, because this card is all about looking inwards and being so focused on what's going on inside and how you feel that you're not taking enough notice of what's around you, because there will be an opportunity or something around you that is going to solve your problem and get you out of this funk. Okay, because when we're in the number 4 in tarot, we've got to almost like a plateau place. So we've reached a place, and in this we've reached a place of emotional stop. So we've sort of feel that we've run out of energy a bit. We've run out of get up and go. So, but that's not because there isn't anything. It feels like there isn't anything, but there is. So I think you need to take stock and then go, right, I need to explore. And normally when this card comes up, you actually are aware. You are aware. You're just not, you've either disregarded something, or you're just not paying attention. But there will be something that is there, definitely, that you've probably either put to one side or thought, no, that's not going to work, or no, I'm not interested in that, or no. Go back, revisit all of those things that you've pushed to one side or you've said no to, or whatever, for whatever reason. Revisit them and see what happens, because I think you'll find there'll be something in there that's going to be what you want, or will lead to what you want. All right, your general guidance. I hope that's okay. I hope that's interesting. Lovely, lovely. Great stuff. All right, so yeah, I can see you feel tired, love. I mean, that's what that 4 of Cups is, isn't it? It's just you feel just flat and just not motivated. Okay, all right, good. What have we got? We've got Gabby. Gabby, isn't it? It's got a lot of outgoings over the month and getting fearful about much money. I'd like to know if my fear is justified and how I could create some extra income. Oh, Gabby, that's a challenge for a 1-card reading, isn't it? I say. Okay. Well, look, I mean, obviously it is just 1 card, sweetie. But I'm going to just take some guidance for you. And let's see if we can... Let's see if the card carries enough information for us to answer all of that. But let's just see. But it's a lot. Okay. But we like a challenge. Okay. All right. Okay. Gabby has a lot of outgoings. She's worried about how much money she has to spend. She wants to know, should she be worried? And should she create, and how can she create some extra income? Well, that's interesting. You have the 7 of Swords here. So now the 7 of Swords is an interesting card, isn't it? Because it's a very tactical card. It's Karen's favorite card. Not, by the way. Now there's a couple of things here which might be relevant. So basically, regarding creating extra income and And is my fear justified? Now, a couple of things could be going on. You could be sabotaging the situation a bit. So when you've got this card in play, it's telling us we are in some way where we're not doing it right in some way. We're not doing it right. So let's just look at it in answer to both questions and see if we can find the answer. So you asked, I'd like to know if my fear is justified. I think this is, you can find a way around it. And I think that answers both questions. You can find a way around it. In a way, you have to be a bit sneaky. I'm gonna go with this. This feels right to me. You've got to be a bit sneaky. You've got to buck the system, Gabby. You've got to find your quick fix, right? You've got to be tactical about this. It's like quick and dirty, girl. That's what this is. Quick and dirty. You gotta find a quick source of income and find, maybe, look at your outgoings and see where you can get in and perhaps defer some of it. And it's really getting in there and getting tactical about it and finding quick wins and not necessarily playing exactly by the rules. Okay, let's be real. That's what the Seven of Swords is all about. It's not about playing by the rules. Now, look, we can be sniffy about this, can't we? We can be sniffy. Oh, we can't do that. We must always play by the rules. But come on, this card is telling us in its positive trajectory that sometimes we do have to sidestep how we would normally do things in order to make it work. And that thing, whatever this is, doesn't have to be made public. Nobody needs to know. It's your private business, and you've just got to fix it, and fix it in a way that is just whatever way you can do it. Okay? So I don't think you should be fearful. This isn't fearful, right? It's not telling you to be fearful, but it is telling you that your fear, in a way, could sabotage you because you're so busy being fearful that you're not looking at the sneaky ways you could fix it, right? So fear is not helpful. I think that's what this is saying, because he's not fearful, is he? He's not scared. He's going kind of nicking stuff. I'm not saying don't nick stuff. I'm not saying that. Absolutely, I'm not 100% not saying that. But nevertheless, it is saying that don't be scared. Go and sort of do what you've got to do in the moment to do what you've got to do, right? And there will be some quick fixes you can find, which maybe are short term. Maybe they are short term, but they will get you through. And I think that's what this is saying. Ooh, that was interesting, Gabby. How does that feel? Gabby's probably going, leading me off the straight and narrow. Does it make sense? Oh, look, thank you. Look, Gabby, it makes sense. Good, because we all get very scared about the Seven of Swords, don't we? Anyone who reads tarot, we always freak out a little bit. We always freak out about it. But all tarot cards have a positive trajectory. All tarot cards do. And we have to find the positive message in the card, especially if it's an advice card. Okay, we have to. Good stuff. Excellent. Oh, that's my pleasure. Love, thank you. All right, who else do I have on my list? Oh, I've got Victor here. Let's put this in the chat. I've got Victor. I'll try to type without typos now. About Mina. Okay. Okay, so this is for Victor, and Victor wants to know why he can't stop thinking about Mina. It's an interesting one, isn't it? Okay, let's see if we can help Victor. Because that's really horrible, isn't it, when somebody's going round and round in your head and you're not really sure what to do about it. Okay. Good. Okay, so we have the Ten of Pentacles here. I'm gonna take a jump, Victor, and say that I think Mina feels familiar to you in some way. Now, sometimes we can get drawn to people because they have an energy that's resonant with that is familiar. And here we have the Ten of Pentacles, which is family, right? Family and clan, and your long term, everybody around you. And I have a feeling that Mina, on some level, is resonant with an energy that feels familiar. Now, sometimes when we are attracted to people, we're attracted to them because of an energetic resonance, and we're not even we're not like, you know, immediately conscious of that. But I think that's what's going on here. I think you can't stop thinking about her because there is some sort of resonance with family energy. So it almost feels like she's, I don't know, fits in some way, or she would fit in some way into whatever this is, whatever this family is. And so therefore she's making you think that perhaps she would fit into perhaps your long term. Maybe you're in a place where you're starting to think about a long-term relationship, a long-term thing. And Mina is resonating, or Mina's energy is bringing that up in you. I think it's, I mean, we're not looking at how Mina feels or anything like that. We're just, the answer was, why can't I stop thinking about Mina? And I think that's the reason. I think now you're going to have to explore that further, Victor, and decide if you're going to do anything about it, or whether if Mina isn't available to you, but you can't stop thinking about her, you need to think about what it is about Mina which is that's resonating with you, and say it's not about Mina herself, it's about her energy or something about her, and then take that message and carry that into somebody who is available if Mina in fact isn't. So she represents something to you, I think, is what's going on here. She represents something to you. Okay? I think that's okay. I think I'm happy with that. I hope that answers your question, Victor. Good stuff. All right. Lovely. We've got some interesting questions today. Good. Nice challenging question. Oh, Claire also wants general guidance. Okay, we can do that. All right, Claire, excellent. Let's see. The Lovers, Claire. The Lovers, darling. So Claire has been working with me as a student. She has graduated. She is now master. She has passed the mastery course with flying colors, and we're all very proud of Claire. And now, so I don't even have to tell Claire what the Lover's card means, because she obviously can read that for herself. But for everybody else on the call, it's asking Claire to look at what she's going to commit to. Now, Claire, we could be looking at relationships here, couldn't we? This is what we could be looking at, right? Now, it could be career. It could be career, but it's telling you, isn't it, to look at what it is your big commitment. And if this is relationships, which it might be, for sure, I think it's saying now is the time. Now is the time to leave anybody who isn't a commitment, a proper commitment. Now is the time to look at the big deal, leaving behind anybody who carries a certain amount of passion, but is not going to serve you in the long term. And I think that's quite important. And that's about, that's about career as well as relationships. I think it's very pertinent for both, isn't it? Think about your long-term commitment. Yeah. Who do you love? What do you love? And who are you going to have a relationship with properly? Good. Say, Claire, the Lovers, eh? That's a big deal. That is a very big deal. Whoops. Hold on. Here we go. Yeah, because you know what? The Lovers is, everybody thinks of the Lovers as being a very romantic card, and it really isn't, actually. In fact, I would say it's not a romantic card at all. It's a very, very practical card. And it's a card which sets the scene for our life. So when the Lovers comes up in a reading, the first thing we do is go, oh, the Lovers, hurrah. But no, the Lovers is telling you this is an important choice. This is going to set the ground to, oh, that's all right, Gabby, thank you. This is going to set the ground for your happiness moving forward, because it comes at the end of the High Priestess of the Lover's Run, which is in my deck, which is the emotional realm. And it's the big choice you make with the benefit of learning, with the benefit of experience, with the benefit of everything you've learned emotionally so far. This is the choice you're now going to make, and you're going to commit to that choice, and you will reap the rewards, whatever they may be, good or bad, of that choice. So it's telling you, be careful what you commit to. Commit with proper love, not romantic love. Romantic love will not cut it here. This is proper love, because this is proper commitment, right? This is not about Claire, but when you hear people say, oh, well, this guy said he loved me, and it was like 2 weeks into the relationship. Well, we're going to err on the side of maybe not, because we need to make the love thing. The love thing is a big deal, and we need to know what we're getting into when we say, I love this, I'm going to put the ring on. That's it. Interesting. The Lovers. Wow. A big deal. Big one. Well, Claire, you asked. Kathy. No, Gabby, don't rob a bank. I did say that very clearly. I want this legally noted. I'm telling you very clearly not to rob a bank. Don't do that. Oh dear. Okay. So I have, hold on one second. So I have somebody messaging me on WhatsApp. I have Monica. So bear with me, guys, for 1 second. Right. Okay. Oh, gosh. Okay, hold on 1 second. I have to just type a message back to Monica. Right. I'm not able to watch. Okay. All right. That's fine. I'll ask you a question here. There we go. Okay, so Monica wants to ask a question, but she is in Los Angeles and she's not able to write a question. Okay, so that's fine. Okay, Monica, just ask your question on WhatsApp, and I'll put it in the chat and I'll answer it for you. Of course I will. Okay. You do, Claire, you do need to commit to your path. Okay. What a lovely day, 90. Let's have a look. Is my main guide called Leo? Okay, let's ask. Okay, so what is the answer? Now, that's a yes/no question with a name. Now, I found a little way around this. And I think the way we might ask is, we might say, so what a lovely day, 90, wants to know or wants to say that her main guide is called Leo. What is your response to that? So what a lovely day. I want to talk to her main guide. She is calling you Leo. What is your response to that? Let's ask. Okay, so we're going to talk to What a Lovely Day, Leo's main guide. What is your response to her calling you Leo? well, we have the two of wands. What a lovely day. So, sweetie, what he's saying is you can choose. If you want to call me Leo, you can choose. Go down that path. Just make a decision. Choose. That's quite interesting, isn't it? Just okay. I think that's a bit mean, Leo. Come on. So, is there a name that you're known by, or that you would prefer to be known by? Let's have a look. Is there a name that you would prefer her to call you? Okay, we've got the 10 of Cups. So that says there is a name that he, I'm presuming it's he, if it's Leo, but whatever their gender is, doesn't matter, would be probably more comfortable with than Leo. And I think it's a name you know and is familiar to you, because I have a feeling this person is part of your family group. I think this person is part of your family group. And so I think you already know their name. And I think you're already comfortable with their name. And I think their name would make you happy. It's a very connected energy. It's a family energy. And it's a very protective energy as well. The 10 of Cups is a close-knit space of emotional support and connection and feeling at home. So I think, I mean, I think he's familiar to you. You saw him as a Chinese older man. Let's ask him about that. I'm presuming you're not Chinese, or maybe you are. Are you Chinese? What a lovely day. Let me ask him about that. I didn't think you were. Let me ask him. Okay. I'm not, but I did have past life. So maybe what this is connected to, so maybe this is connected to that. But this is the card Wisdom, and this is sort of reassessment and being born again. So that makes it's almost like a, because this card is the Rider-Waite card of Judgment. Okay, so Judgment Day, which is all about being born again, all about starting again, all about having past wisdom, building on past learning and past wisdom. So it could well be that he is part of your soul group. It could easily be past life, but I think he's part of your soul group. And I mean, you can call him Leo, but I'm not sure that is his actual name. But he doesn't mind. Call him Leo. It's fine. Turn it into a nickname, okay? But he's part of your family soul group for sure. And I think you've probably known him before because because of this wisdom card. So I don't think you should get hung up on his name, sweetie. I think you can call. He's perfectly happy for you to call him Leo. I think that's okay. Does that make sense to you? I think that feels right to me, because he knows you. For sure he knows you. He knows you well as well. So, and that 10 of Cups is like, that's established, isn't it? That's an established card. I like that. Okay, good. I hope that's okay. That was interesting. Lovely, interesting question. Thank you for asking that. That's perfect. I have a couple of questions here on WhatsApp. Let me have a look. Okay. So I have a question. I have a question from Michael, and I have Monica as well on WhatsApp. So this is Michael. This is for Michael. Okay. There we go. Okay. Is Emma my soulmate, or was she a rest from the universe to make me learn from past mistakes? Okay. Oh. Okay. All right, Michael. Let's ask about Emma's role for you. So what is Emma's purpose in your life? Let's ask that, shall we? What is Emma's purpose in your life? This is Michael. Okay. What is Emma's purpose in your life? The King of Wands. Okay, so Emma's purpose in your life is to inspire you in some way. If she is the King of Wands, if she's the purpose, right? Her purpose is the King of Wands. The King of Wands is a leader, so she's going to inspire you in some way, and I mean, I think we have to be careful with make me learn from past mistakes. I mean, I don't know if I would necessarily go down that road, but certainly Certainly this is a beacon of the way forward. So Emma is representing something to you. So she's asking you to take action in some way. She is almost like a signpost of what you should be doing and what way you should be doing it. All right? I think that's really important. So whatever the lessons, so she could be a soulmate. Michael, she could be a soulmate. We have to be very careful about the soulmate thing because, you know, if we just look at soulmate as being, oh, a romantic life partner, that's not what a soulmate is. A soulmate is somebody that comes from our soul collective and is here in our life to help us in some way, or to be a part of our story, to enable us to do what we want to do in this life. And that looks to me like what's going on here. So the answer is yes on both accounts, them, but she's not your life partner soulmate. She's your soul friend, and her job is to help you be a certain thing and do things in a certain way. So she is special for sure, and you should see her as special, but she's not supposed to be with you. That's not her role. Her role is not to be your life partner. Her role is to be your advocate and to show you something and to let you, but she's not a punishment. This is not a punishment. She's here to enable you to move to the next phase, to move to the next bit, and to do things in a way that's going to make your life better. Right? This is not a punishment. It's a torch to the way forward. And I think you should see it like that. And I think you should celebrate Emma's role and look at what the lessons are and look at that as her role in your life, not a punishment, not at all. Okay. I hope that's okay. I don't know if Michael's watching live or if he's just on WhatsApp. Let me go back and ask him. Okay. Okay, I'm just letting them know I've answered on the live. You can watch it later. Okay, we've done Michael. Now we're going to look at Monica. Okay, I'm working with a person. She and I are having problems. Okay, all right, that's fine. We can do that. Okay, we'll. Good. All right, so this is Monica. Let's see. So this is for Monica. Let's put this on here. Right. Monica is working with a woman, but they are having problems. Great. Hello, Karen. Lovely to see you. Okay. Let's answer this one. So, okay, so this is for Monica. And when I say they, I mean Monica and the woman. There is problems in their working relationship. I think that's what Monica means here. Okay. Let's have a look. Okay, so Monica, what is your guidance around working with this woman? What is your guidance? Oh, okay, that's nice. So the Ace of Cups. So this is telling you to communicate honestly to her. Actually, it's an emotional card. It's asking you to tell her how you really feel. And I guess that might be difficult, but that's what it's telling you to do nonetheless. To be emotionally authentic, to be honest about how you feel, and tell her what you need to be happy. What do you need her to do so that you can be happy? And it has to be from the heart. So I know that's sometimes difficult, isn't it? In a working relationship, that is a difficult thing, because we tend to try and keep things very formal and all of that stuff. But this is a heart to heart. This is like, okay, I need to just cards on the table. This is how I'm feeling right now. And what I really need is this. This is what I really need. This is what's going on. Can you deliver that? Can you do that? Because this is what I need. If you can't do it, then we know where we are. If we can, great. So share, Monica, share in a very proactive and positive way. And again, just to reiterate, tell her what you're feeling. Tell her what you need to happen in order for you to be happy. And you can also ask her to share how she's feeling as well. So it really is, it's a very healing card. But it's a card of honesty in a good way. It's not swords. It's not sharp. And it's not giving solutions up front. That's really important. Well, in that case, tell her that. See, if she flies off the handle, Monica's just shared something, she's watching live. If she flies off the handle, then you can say, this is not making me comfortable. It's just being really emotionally honest. And when you fly off the handle like this I can't handle it. I find it really upsetting, and I can't deal with it. And I'm really sorry. And I need a different situation. I need a different working solution here. And I think it's really hard, and it's really hard with somebody who blows up. But I think the way to do it is not to meet fire with fire. Look at it like this, right? She's flying off the handle, so she's very fire energy, isn't she? So what do we do when we want to put out a fire? We use water. So in tarot, right, we've got fire, which is her flying off the handle, and tarot telling you to go to the Ace of Cups, which is water. So it's telling you to put the fire out. It's telling you to put the fire out with honest emotion. Try it. I guess you got nothing to lose, right? Maybe. I mean, I can only tell you what the cards are saying, but it kind of makes a bit of sense, maybe. I hope that helps. It's what I've got. I would trust it. The Ace of Cups is a really lovely card, and it's a very specific card. There's nothing general about it. It's very specific. So I think I would give it a go. I'd be brave and give it a go and see what happens. See if you can take the steam out. Pour a bit of water. Well, it's steam. If you pour water on fire, you get steam. Whatever. It'll put the fire out. Let's see. Let's see. Okay, good stuff. So, did we have anyone back in there? Did I miss anybody? I don't think I've missed anybody. I've got another couple of people on my list here. Let me see. I've got I want to do this one. I've got Tony. Nothing is going right for me right now. What's going on? That's important. Nothing is going right. Oh, typing right for me right now. What's going on? Okay. All right. I like a bit of investigation. Oh, Karen, I didn't. Yes, sorry, I knew I'd missed somebody. Karen, I'll get to you next. I promise. I will get to you next. I knew there was somebody I'd missed. Okay, let's just do Tony quickly as he's up on the screen. Right. This is Tony. Tony, nothing is going right for me right now. What's going on? Okay. The Hierophant. Well, the Hierophant's really interesting, isn't it? Because the Hierophant talks about formalization, religion, what we've learned, higher learning. And I think, Tony, what this is talking about is the way you think. Now, you're not going to like this, I'm presuming. I don't know. Maybe you'll be okay with it, but let's see. You're looking at the world and you are making the statement, nothing is going right for me right now. Now, sometimes when we're going through life, okay, we are being pushed in varying directions and we're very, very keen on it being the way we want it to be. We're very keen on that. We can't see any other option other than the way I think it should be. Now, the fact is, sometimes the way we think it should be is actually not in our best interest. And the only way life can do it is by showing you that it's not working, right? It's showing you that it's not working. And this is how you religiously think. So what is happening for you right now is a result of what you religiously think and the way you think things should be done. That's why it's not going right. So on some level, you're going to have to change the way you do things or change the way you think about things. It could be that you could say, okay, nothing's going right for me right now. What lessons how could I reposition? If it's not going right, there must be a reason. There must be a message in there. What is it? We need to go back and think, how am I seeing it? How am I interpreting this? If you were to look at this and go, everything is always working out for me. If you were able to look at the situation and go, everything is always working out for me, and I know you're probably going to go, you're mad, Janice. Nothing's working out for me right now. But what if it was working out for you? And actually what's happening right now is trying to position you. It's showing you the way. Okay? What if that is what's actually going on? It's life showing you the way. And life showing you that what you've learned to be the way of doing it is actually not serving you anymore. You're going to have to change your approach. You're going to have to change your route in some way. Now, obviously, Tony, that's a big deal to leave you with. And obviously that needs further investigation, right? That needs, okay, if not that, then what? If not left, then right, what? I get that. But nevertheless, as a baseline answer to your question, it's the way you're seeing it, sweetie, and it's the way you're approaching life that's at the root of all of this. That needs to be rethought. It's almost like you have to relearn, and then you can reposition, and then things will change. Well, that's a big one. I'm sure Tony's not going to be very happy with me for that. But you know what? I mean, Tony, that could do with a deeper reading. I'll be honest with you. That could do with more investigation. because I get it. That's a big deal. That's a big deal for anybody. I understand that, and it opens the door to more questions than it answers. And often tarot will do that because there are more questions that need to be asked, right? There isn't a quick fix here, but there is repositioning that can happen. So, you know, maybe a more in-depth reading would help, but, you know, I will leave that entirely up to you as to what you think is best. Okay. So we have Karen as well. Why am I struggling to move on from Carl? Okay, let's have a look, Karen. Okay. Well, we have the Emperor. And the Emperor is it's very stubborn. And I think it's asking you to step back from your emotions. I mean, this is it's a tricky one. It's I think it's twofold. I think there are two things at play here, and you can tell me if these resonate with you or not. The way I look at this is, first of all, it's asking you for some emotional objectivity, because the Emperor restricts the flow of emotion in order to get the job done. And the job here is moving on from Carl. So this is basically saying some discipline. You're going to have to literally just control those emotions. But why? I think you need to be looking back into the relationship with Carl and looking at the question of boundaries and what's okay and what isn't. And when you step back from your emotion and you go, okay, what is enough? Where's my line in the sand? What if I'm going to show up and go, right, that's it. These are the rules. This is the rules for me. I want to be happy. Something about the relationship with Carl was not serving your happiness, Karen. And I think that the Emperor wants you to look at those lines in the sand and wants you to look at holding back your emotional self in order for you to see where those boundaries should be, in order for you to move forward and be happy, maybe with somebody else, certainly in your life as it stands anyway. Does that make any kind of sense? I hope it does. It's a big card. There is a flow. I'm going to go into tarot theory here for a second, and Karen reads tarot, so hopefully this will be interesting. If we look at the major arcana as a grid, we're going to take the Fool and the Magician out. This is how I teach, right? And take the Fool and the Magician out. I'm going to use it as a grid, and if when we use it as a grid and we lay it out in 4 lines of 5, we have the Emperor, we have the Hermit, we have Temperance, and we have the Sun, and they form a line, and they form an instruction as to how we create happiness. And the Emperor is the first one. So it's like I have to decide where my boundaries are. I have to be able to control my emotions enough to be the boss of me and my life. And then we go to the Hermit, which says I need to do what I think is wise and draw on my own wisdom and not have somebody else decide for me. And then we go into Temperance, which is I get to decide what the balance of things are. I get to decide what's right and you know, what's not extreme, what is the balance. And that leads to the sun, which is my happiness and my joy. I can be free to be happy and be myself. Now I've gone into all of that because it's like a little maths equation, and it starts with the emperor and it ends with the sun. And so I think you need to look at that flow and then compare that to Carl and see how they match up and see if that helps, because tarot gives us an instruction manual how to do everything in life. So just have a look, Karen, and just see if that would work for you. And maybe it would. I think that's good. Whoops, we're I've got them backed up there. There we go. That's a big deal, isn't it? Okay, all right, so we've got flow. Does Elena still have romantic feelings for me? Okay, Flo, let's have a look. Okay. Right, so what I've asked is, how does Elena see her feelings regarding romance for Flo? So I think, Flo, she would say there's a lot in the way. This is the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Wands is where we're really on the back foot here, and we're sort of defending ourselves, and we're having to take it on, aren't we? It's a card of battling the odds, isn't it? It's almost like it's just problem. So I think, you know, in theory, possibly, but there is a but there. And I think that she's feeling that there's too much in the way. There's too much against it, too much that she would have to fight through. Yeah. And there is defensiveness here as well, that she feels on the back foot. She feels like she has to defend herself. She feels like, so, you know, Flo, I think that probably it isn't going to work, sweetie. Even if she does underneath, I think it's too much. I think it's all too much for her, and I think she just sees this too much in the way and too much in opposition to it. Does that make sense? Does that resonate with you, Flo? Does that? I don't know. You'll have to tell me whether that does. Oh, thank you, Karen. Yeah, let's have a look. Yeah, well, there we are. So this is you saying enough is enough, isn't it? Yeah, I'm glad, Karen. And think about those 5 cards, Karen. What I would do is, as you read tarot, I would lay them out. I would lay those 5 cards out, and I would connect with them as a line, as a reading, right? I connect with them. You've got the Emperor, the Hermit, Temperance, and the Sun. Compare those to Carl properly, connect with those cards energetically, and I think you're going to, and every time you think about him, every time you do, you go back to the Emperor, and then you go Hermit, Balance, Sun. I want the Sun. That's what I want. I want the Sun. Good. Great. Good, Flo. I'm glad that resonated. That's good. I'm glad it did. All right, so I'm just going to take a couple more questions if there's any on the chat. I've got a couple on here as well. I've probably got too many more to do, but let me ask this one for Pearl, because I've got one from Pearl. Let me just ask this. Okay. Right, so this is always a tricky one. So Pearl has fallen out with her mother and she wants to know what she should do for the best. It's a really, really tricky situation. So let's see, what is the advice for Pearl? She's fallen out with her mother. What should she do for the best? Let's see. Well, the Knight of Cups. So you need to follow your own star, my love. So obviously I don't know what you've fallen out with your mother about, but this is, you got to follow your own bliss, your own route, follow your own heart, and whatever your mother thinks or feels is her responsibility, and it is a shame, but basically you've got to take your own journey here. You're on a mission to your own happiness, and that's really important. And this is your journey, not your mother's journey. It's your journey. And, you know, this is what you should do for the best. So, yeah, that's fairly straightforward. I presume you've fallen out with her because that is what you did. And if that is what you did, then you did the right thing. And you should stick to it and you should follow it, because your journey is the most important thing here, right? Follow your heart. Do what you think is going to make you happy. And that's what you should do for the best. Okay, I hope that helps, sweetie. All right. So should we do one more? Let's do one more. Let's say, oh, I've got one here from Morgan. I don't actually know whether Morgan is a girl or a boy. It doesn't matter. Morgan. Am I on the right? There we go. So this is for Morgan. Morgan wants to know, am I on the right career path? So let's see what the cards say for Morgan. Let's see if we can help Morgan here. Okay. Right. Okay. So advice to Morgan about their current career path. It would be very tempting, wouldn't it, to say, yes, you are. And I don't think it's intrinsically wrong, but I do think it's very comfortable. I do think you're in a comfort zone here. Now, let's dig a little deeper, because that's what we do, right? We dig a little deeper and we say we're at a 10. So maybe the reason Morgan's asking is because he's come to the end of his comfort zone. And maybe he's looking for new fuel, a new challenge, or something new. Because when we get to a 10, and the advice is that you're at a 10, you need another ace. So it's not saying that you're not on the correct career path, but it does tell you that you have come to the end of a phase or a road of some sort, Morgan. So you're going to have to either take a dog leg off, or add something, or you've got to become re-inspired. You've got to fall in love again with what you do. I think in some way you've got to become re-energized. That's what I want to say. You've got to become re-energized, and that means adding something, making some kind of move. It doesn't say it needs to be a wholesale change into a whole new path, but it does say that you can't carry on here because this is done. So you've sort of come to a point, and now we need the next phase. So that could be in a similar vein. It probably isn't wholesale different. It's probably just the next level up, or something different that's going to re-energize you, Morgan. And that's what's needed here. That's interesting, isn't it? Excellent. Right. I think that's it. I think I've answered all the questions from the chat and also from WhatsApp as well. So I'm going to say au revoir, everybody. It's lovely to see you. Let's take Morgan off the screen. There we go. Lovely to see you all. Thank you for joining me. And it's always fun. This is great. We've had some really interesting questions now. I really like that. It's really good and challenging. And we've had some, it's been quite fascinating. So I will say good night and God bless. And I will see you next week. And I look forward to seeing you then. Bye-bye. I'm here for a reading if you need one. If anybody wants some more in-depth reading or wants me to look at something for them and, and dig in a bit deeper than just with one card, you know where I am. You can find me, tarotreadinglondon.com. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.